Welcome, friends, to Tanked Up, the podcast all about video games and beer. I'm one of your hosts, Ben. It's episode 463. I'm here with Lucy.
Those numbers are getting up there. They're
Absolutely.
climbing.
Absolutely.
They're climbing.
And I mean, all three of us have been here for nearly all of them, and we're obviously here with Aadil as well. Hey! I don't know exactly what the numbers are. When we think back, we've had this conversation several times. When we think back, we always think, well, Aadil must have joined, sub 50 episodes somewhere, and it was like episode 3 or 4 or something.
It was like sub 10.
And then we think Lucy joined at about 250, and actually it was like sub 100, if not sub 80 or something like that. So we've all been here for almost the entirety of our continued run of 11 odd years.
We're basically Destiny's Child. Although, I guess there was another 4 members.
I was going to say, we got Malpass.
That's true.
But it wasn't always 4.
No, we actually never had
4 people. No, it was always just 3, wasn't it?
So one of us will go on to have a very, very successful solo career at some point.
We're still waiting.
Yeah.
Who is the Beyonce?
Luckily,
who was apparently groomed by Jay-Z.
Oh, I mean, that was kind of obvious at the time, really.
Well, I forgot how young she was.
I didn't know how young she was.
Because I was like, oh yeah, she was a grown woman in her 20s when them two got together. It's like, no.
Oh.
I mean, the earliest the earliest they want to let people know was 19.
Wow.
But it was before that, yeah. Anyway.
Oh, a lovely start.
This is a video game.
Yes.
I mean, video games are art. Art can't happen without politics. And there's no safe discussion in the current world without some sort of notion of the patriarchy and capitalism. So we're just stuck with these topics.
That's very true. Yes, we just revolve around them forever. Yeah. Absolutely. Let's talk about something which is hopefully getting less and less patriarchal. Beer. Aadil, what are you going to drink this evening?
Let's talk about something less patriarchal. Aadil, thank you, Ben. I appreciate that. I've got Beak has their Harvest series, limited release. Their Harvest 1, 2, and 3, and so for the next 3 episodes, guess what? I've got it covered. Although it's been in a house that only got internet this Monday, and I still don't have a computer or even like my TV set up such that I can plug a computer into it to stream on a bigger screen. None of that's done. Turns out having 3 beers just sitting there taunting you, it's like this could be my entertainment. But no, so I've got the Beak Harvest number 1. It's the double dry hopped pale. It's a 5%. And it's got lovely. It actually has flavor text. So this double dry hop pale is one of a trio celebrating our freshly arrived hand-selected hops from the USA. We choose our hops for the individual impact of each varietal, but also how they work in harmony together. Packed full of our dank Mosaic and Mosaic Cryo lots, and backed up by our Citra and Idaho 7, which just sounds like a nice combination of things.
Nice.
Can I see the can? Because I'm sure I have one of these. I didn't know.
So yeah,
I swear. Do I have that exact one? I didn't know it was a series. I might have a different one.
So the that. 2 is a 6.5%, and I think the 3 is a Dippa, which is 8 or 8.5.
Can we drink these 6.5 together?
Arts like this.
Yeah, they're almost sort of Matisse, aren't they? But it's I mean, slightly.
Yeah. Can you save, if possible, the other one for the next time we record? So
I mean, that's my plan.
We can have it together. Yes.
Nice.
But we, us and best laid plans.
Yeah.
You turn up with number 2. You suddenly realise actually you've got number 3 instead. It's all.
Yeah. I knew I wouldn't have picked up the 5% because that doesn't sound like me. So yeah, I believe I have the 6.5% because I think that was the only one that was there anyway.
Fair. Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
What are you drinking this evening, Lucy?
I have a beer from. Who are they? Beer is the answer. Who are in Richmond, Virginia, over in the States.
Oh wow!
Nice.
And it is a haze inoculated ale, and I have no idea what that means. It's 8%, and it's called Hoptone Haze 001 Flockless Flambe. There's a lot going on. And I'm not
Flockless
quite sure.
flambe.
Yeah, I don't know what FLOCC means. I don't understand, and I was gonna Google, and maybe I still will, but I think I'm gonna drink it first just to see what the hell this is. Because I've been saving it, because I'm just like, what the F is a flockless flambe? And what is a haze inoculated ale? Yeah, from beer is the answer. Let's see if it is the answer.
Some strange North
Yeah.
American things.
It's like an alien landing and said, just absorbed craft beer enthusiast like nomenclature and culture and said, "Let me, dear human, make a haze inoculated ale for the hopheads." Yeah, so let's see what this is like.
Brilliant. Good.
Get
Okay.
it open.
I then am going to drink a beer from Deya, as I was there last weekend and I brought a few beers back with me. So I'm going to be drinking their Framing Pictures, and it is the Mosaic version. I've got the same beer, but a Citra version. There's a tiny amount of flavour text, fully saturated, juicy IPA in our house style with Mosaic Cryo Fresh taking the lead. There may be other hops in here as well, as it says the Mosaic Cryo is taking the lead, but it doesn't tell me what those are. And as advertised on their boards when I was buying them from the tap room, it did say Framing Pictures Mosaic, and the other one was Framing Pictures Citra. So very much at the forefront, that hop of this beer. For those who would like to see the can, it's very simple. The Citra was in orange, almost the same picture but in orange. So yes, I shall crack this. And we'll roll all the way back round to the Beak, Aadil.
Yeah, it poured a bit of it. Well, kind of naffed the pour, so it had like 3 fingers of head, but that dissipated quite quickly. It's quite hazy. Now in this setup, I don't have the sort of orangey yellow white balance problem. It looks like this. It's like this straw, slightly orange undertone. It smells great. Getting that Mosaic, that dankness that was mentioned in the tin, and some Citra. Yeah, getting like dank with like a light resinousy dankness, slight sweet citrus, like really light, almost like watered down tangerine juice.
Okay.
And then
sounds tasty. Watered down tangerine juice.
I just mean in the intensity of the sweet citrus.
Right, got
on the nose. You know what it is I grew up having like tinned tangerines. Or mandarins, rather. Tinned mandarins. And it's like that syrup, but not that like wallop, because it's not this concentrated sweet thing. But it's that like really that quite a sweet citrus note. It's just very far back.
Okay.
Oh, this is good. it actually has a nice, like a little almost biscuity mid tone that's bringing out and melding with the hops in a really nice way.
Mm.
I guess this is the light one, the 5%, right?
Yeah.
Maybe I've had a week of stronger beers, I think, because I'm like, oh, this is quite thin. Quite easy to drink. I'm like, oh wait, no, this is just because it's 5%. It's tasting like it's at 5%. It tastes like a 5%.
Yeah.
Like I've always had the problem of at 5%. I find them very as easy to drink as like an actual session beer. I don't really feel that like it's not until you get to 6-ish that I feel like, oh, this is a bigger beer and that I'll naturally drink it a bit slower or at least notice it. And this just feels like a 5% in that way, where it's like, oh, I could have 3 of these in a row and not notice it. It's really refreshing. All the notes of the nose are pretty much complementary in the taste, except for that sweet citrus is not quite there. But like I said, you're getting this like the dankness of the hops is also less resiny. I don't know. I'm having trouble with that word today. Than it is on the nose. Resinous, yeah, there we go. Resinous evil, is that a thing? No, sorry.
Could be. Just a giant hop chasing you around.
Yeah. Oh, there's definitely people there's something on
There's
AO3
definitely a mod
of a
for
giant
that, yeah.
hog
I mean,
lady
there might.
stepping on you.
I don't think it's quite sexy enough for a Resident Evil mod. So that's it's Thomas the Tank Engine. It's got to be sexy.
If it's big enough and still has legs and feet to step on you, people will like it. Like hops with legs that step on you.
I did see that in I can't remember whether it was Resi 2 or Resi 3, whether it's Nemesis or Mr. X in the remake, someone has modded it to be Mr. Blobby.
I mean, that's just frightening. That's more frightening than Nemesis or Mr. X put together. Especially the
just when the door opens, Blobby, and he just appears and just runs towards you, knocking everything over.
Hell no.
Yep, done.
No, that's not good.
Never playing a game again.
Haunting. No.
Yeah, this is really good. Like I said, the like tropical notes are a bit more forward in the taste as well, but it's just really good.
Nice.
Solid beer. I really like like I said, the malty notes that are not being overshadowed by this complex blend of hops, but rather are melding really well with it. Yeah.
What I find Beak do really well is like they always have body to their beers, even when it's like lower percentage. I know you said it was a little thinner but are you just saying thinner than the beers that you've drank this week, or thin for a 5% beer?
Yeah, I just mean like it tastes. It doesn't taste as viscous as a beer that has this much taste, which makes sense because it's a quite full-bodied 5%, but it's still 5%.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, cool.
Nice.
Yeah, it's just that I'm an alcoholic and end up accidentally getting the big, thick, heavy beers.
Sometimes we need more context. Yeah.
True. Lucy, as you've started putting your nose in.
Yeah, mine poured with quite a large head, so I was glad it's managed to come down. But yeah, it smells like... Oh, it smells delightful. Just tropical fruit. Probably the biggest ones are like guava, maybe lychee. Bit of passion fruit. It smells delightful, yeah. I don't know how long I've had... Probably not too long, to be honest. Maybe just over a month I've had it.
Okay.
I don't know if it says when it was canned or anything. It's obviously done the trip across the Atlantic. Doesn't have a date on it, unfortunately. It doesn't have any flavor text or anything. Hence why I'm so intrigued by it. Yeah, it's definitely haze inoculated. It's basically opaque. You can't see through it. Probably like deep gold flavor. Not flavor. Look to it. Ooh. Oh, that's very nice. It seems like it's just the East Coast of America. I guess you would call Virginia East. I mean, it is East, but
Yeah.
I don't think they'd describe themselves as the South. At that point, yeah. But yeah, just the East Coast of America just seems to like nail. Even though it's not quite as north as New England, it seems like it just trends down the east that they know how to do like New England style IPAs where it's just very fruit forward. Yeah, you got the same tropical fruits like a bit of pineapple, bit of mango in the taste. But it's got a nice bitter background to it as well. Not quite on the level of like a West Coast IPA. It's which would just have a really, I guess, like quite. Sometimes it can have quite a abrupt, very bitter finish. This has a lot of bitterness, but I think just those fruity notes also continue into like the aftertaste as well. And I think it just melds really well with the bitterness as well.
Nice.
Yeah, this is really nice. Yeah, a lot of bitterness, but I know we always talk about like that kind of grapefruit bitterness that is like a bit of fruitiness that's matched with the bitter. Rather than being like two separate entities, it feels like quite meshed together. But that's what it feels like with like a high bitterness, but also it's got enough fruit as well to kind of just balance it out. But it is noticeable. Yeah, long finish, like juicy, quite smooth as well. That's really good.
Nice.
Right.
What was the percentage? Was it like 8% or something, wasn't it? Yeah, 8%. I think this is more of a, some of the beers that we've had, like the double IPAs that you could just smash back easily. I think the bitterness with this one would definitely slow you down. But, in that taste, I guess it got a bit of like alcohol burn after the fact. But yeah, when you're sipping it, the first few sips and the taste at the start, you couldn't tell it's like 8% beer. It's only a bit of warmth and that bitterness that is stopping you from just smashing it back because it is really smooth on the palate. That's really nice. I don't know what the hell it means. How haze inoculated is different to just making a hazy beer. Yeah. But yeah, that's just, yeah. But yeah, it's good. It's good.
Good.
I really like that amount of bitterness. It's the only thing, and probably a good thing, that it's like making me not just smash it back.
Yeah. I just the US and North America as a whole have just, they've got their beers down, haven't they? They very rarely when we have a North American beer have a bad or even mid beer, really.
Yeah.
I mean, part of it is selection bias, right? Because people aren't going to import stuff that doesn't have at least pedigree / that known quantity, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I say people, I mean craft beer people. Obviously, we get enough fucking Coors on this island. And
yeah, they know. Yeah, as you say, curation. They know what to look for. Apparently, the answer, the name of the brewery, it's a brew pub. It's like got Vietnamese fusion there, food there. I'm just like, okay,
nice.
Okay, yeah, it's very good though. Very good.
Brilliant, good. I don't know whether again a bit of confirmation bias from listening to what you've been saying, Lucy, but this Deya feels like just a very, very solid beer. Not necessarily in the equivalent of a North American beer, but the flavour of it is really, really good. This is not quite a juice bomb, and it was only 7%, so they don't call it a dipper. It's only an IPA to them, but it's lovely. It is a solid block of colour, but it's very light. You're probably getting exactly the same color there, rather than what sort of shows a bit lighter here. But it's sort of that. It is that color, a little bit orange, and you get a little bit orange on the flavor as well. But the nose is just full. It's lovely. It's lovely and light. It's lovely and fruity. And then in the flavor, with that lovely, soft, medium body, is a lot of fruit. Like loads of really, really nice, succulent, sweet fruit going on here. Not too much, not mouth puckering, not over sweet. It's sort of just the right amount. And when we're talking about, lighter drinks, squashes, and all of those kinds of things, like this has that feel of a tropical fruits squash. So it's got a bit of pineapple, a little bit of orange in there, maybe a little bit of mango as well, and it's balanced to that sort of thing where you're like, it's not a double concentrate squash where you put that just a little bit too much in and it's sort of super overpowered. It's not a single concentrate squash where it's never quite enough squash to water sort of ratio to give it that sort of flavor. This is like perfectly balanced. The level of sweetness that I'm kind of getting in this. The only slight disappointing thing is that's it. It's that lovely, incredibly well-balanced, fruity flavour, but there's nothing else to this beer at all. And that's kind of okay.
The standards are too high now, Ben.
Brilliant beer, not good enough. I mean, that's the thing, isn't it? Like the amount of things we're
one-dimensional,
for,
yeah.
I mean, it is a little bit, and I think it's kind of that's okay. Because it's delivering that one dimension incredibly well. And it's just a very, very well-made beer. Sure, if you want a journey or you want a varying flavour profile, you want to hit the heights of fruit and then drop down into the lovely bitternesses and all of those kinds of things and have that journey with your beer, this isn't it. But it is an excellent level of flavour. Like that balance is spot on for it, and the different fruits that it's pushing through is a really good combination of things, and it's so good that it almost is like drinking a squash. Like, sometimes when you're a little bit parched and you make yourself a squash and you just neck it, you could absolutely neck this beer and just feel I'm satiated. That was a really good, really lovely flavour. I mean, 7% probably don't neck it, but it has that feel to it.
So as good as neckable as a squash? Is that what you're saying?
As neckable as a squash, absolutely.
Tangerine juice neckable as a squash, yeah.
We're knocking them out of the park.
This is where we are now with our descriptors. It is a little bit dry.
Horlicks. That's all that old.
It's a touch dry, so I'm kind of going back into it because I'm a little parched after talking a little bit at least. But it is one of those beers where actually I am going back to it because I want the flavour, not necessarily because it's drying me out. And I'd imagine once I stop talking and we start talking about games between us and I have a bit of a break, I won't be sipping it quite as much as I have been over the last sort of few minutes. So I will shut the fuck up now, and we'll move on to video games. No, so I'll shut the fuck up, but who knows who's going to start and where we're going with this?
I don't think you are, Ben. I don't think you are going to shut up by the sounds of the silence.
Is it going to be me?
What is a video game? Yeah. I haven't played anything.
Anything.
The last few weeks.
It's been about 2 weeks, I think, since we recorded last, isn't it? So it's or actually 3 weeks. I think. But
I've been playing. Do you guys remember Coffee Talk?
Yes.
Kind of like visual novel kind of game. I'm playing Coffee Talk 2, which came out probably about 3-4 years ago. But I'm playing it like
the one with the subtitle like something in hibiscus or
yes,
yeah,
hibiscus and something or something in hibiscus. Yes, that exact one. I play like a chapter every like 3 or 4 days, and there's like it's set into days, so I think there's like 20 days, and I'm like day 7, so
Okay.
I'll probably complete it in like June. So it's just like instead of like I don't know scrolling through Instagram or reading some other rubbish in the morning, it's just like okay. Sometimes if I get enough time, I get like 45 minutes and just auto scroll it and just do that. It's like it I think like the first game, it's just like this isn't really saying a lot of anything. It has like touches on like slight social commentary and stuff like that, but nothing in depth to any point where there's any nuance or even anything worth taking away from it.
Okay.
It's just something to absorb. Where it's like it's a coffee shop set in open at night basically, and it's just cozy vibes. And yeah, and just like you would read a I don't know, a romantic Mills and Boon novel or something like that. Well, maybe you're reading that for other purposes actually, but like just like something that is just like, oh, I'm just here to read something that doesn't really challenge me intellectually, but it's just something going into my brain. It's comforting, rather than saying anything of any note or meaning. And it's just like, yeah, I've been playing that.
Interesting.
I went through a period of time where I hadn't been reading for a long time because when I was growing up, I liked really dense, hard books, and then when I got to a certain level of education, it's like I don't have the brain power to read the stuff I normally read for pleasure for, and there was a few years where I wasn't reading for pleasure, and then I discovered because I never read them growing up, but like essentially pulp throwaway detective like stories, which are like very straightforward, and either they're like super telegraphed or they're like so poorly written you're like, well, there was like either you're like this is what happens or there's no way I can figure it out. There's no in between. Right, but it scratches the right kind of itch. It's like I like reading this, and like if my brain is fried, there I do get a bit of dopamine from the oh, that's probably what happened, and then seeing that unfold and reaching like very simple. My brain wants to solve the puzzle. These puzzles aren't hard. This is great, right? And it sounds like it's that type of. Not everything has to be the best, most dense, most challenging, most emotionally harrowing thing.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's what I liked about the first game. It's like it was just cozy and comforting. I didn't have to think too much about its themes or this and that. It was just like it didn't dig into any particular commentary too much, like because it's set in like Seattle, but in like a fantasy land where it's like, okay, the the banshees are an allegory for like trans people, and it's like stuff, but it doesn't delve too deep into any kind of topic. It's just like this is a stand-in for this, and it's like sometimes, as you say, there's a space for that kind of like writing where it's just like, okay, not everything has to be deep and meaningful and challenging. It can just be, here you go. So that's what it is, and
so
it's been nice to experience.
Do you think, because I know the first game was quite critically kind of lauded for that level of thing, sort of this idea of actually it's delving into real world problems by using fantasy races and those kinds of things, and I wanted to mention,
but I don't think it did it to a particularly well extent.
Sure.
I think there's other video games that do it way better. It has that, but I wouldn't say it's not brave enough to go into that. I wouldn't say that because I don't know the writers. I wouldn't say that they're not competent enough to go into that. I just think it's something that is just like, okay, you're at a coffee shop, you're hearing people's woes and troubles, but on the surface, it is still meant to be a cozy, like kind of coffee shop game. So yeah, I think it is very well rated and stuff like that, but I wouldn't say it's mostly because of that reason and the topics and the challenge, I wouldn't say that was the reason why. I think it was just like a nice meld between them, but it doesn't go too far into like the coffee or tea making aspect. It's not a deep sim in that sense, and it also isn't like challenging commentary like say a Kentucky Route Zero or a what's that game everybody loves about the cop in like the communist cop.
Oh.
The RPG, CRPG. I still haven't played.
I absolutely did not think you said cop then.
Yeah,
when you
I
said
also did not.
The game everyone loves the cock. I'm like, I'm not sure now. I don't really know. The communist cop.
The that game is. I'd like to play that. Yeah, that sounds fun. Disco Elysium.
Oh yeah, okay.
It's not like it's not. Yeah. You know.
Yeah, the communist cock.
Yeah. And I think that pretty much describes it as well.
Yeah.
To be honest. Yeah. Sorry, Ben. You were making a point.
No. I was going to sort of say. So I remember when this came out, that sort of the year previous, that the writer of Coffee Talk had passed away, and then the team were kind of picking up on it. And do you feel that there is I suppose it's more of the same, let's say, of kind of Coffee Talk rather than pushing it anymore?
It is, and yeah, I think if I can't remember on the timeline, I think you remember better than me if they had continued development despite that tragedy. I think, where I am in the game, it doesn't feel disjointed. It still feels true to the original. I know they're making a third game that might be out this year, actually.
Yeah, Coffee Talk Tokyo, which I think has a demo out now as well.
Oh, okay. I might hop into that after I finish this in December. By the time the third one probably comes out. Yeah, I would be happy if that was more of the same. I don't know how they plan. I mean, it'd be interesting to see if they go in a different direction due to the death of like the main creative lead on it. It'd be interesting to see if they take in a different direction. And I wouldn't necessarily say that I'd want them to go deeper into like social commentary and stuff like that. I think, as I say, I don't know. On one hand, I don't want to say that they don't have the chops, but on the other hand, from what I read and see in the first two games, I don't know if they have the chops to tackle that stuff. If they do, and they go down that direction and they really have something to say, then absolutely go for it. And that'd be interesting to see. But I don't know if that diverts too much from the original vision, where it's just like this cozy coffee shop sim at the same time. It's interesting. It feels like it's like not sitting on the fence, but bordering on two different things, where it's like we want to be cozy, but we also want to address real world topics.
Yeah.
And seems like it's caught in between. And I don't know which way it would favor them or benefit them more to lean into, because because the coffee making stuff, it's like a character asks for a drink and you have a set of ingredients, and it's like the so far in the first couple days, they're like sometimes they give you specific instructions of what they want, and sometimes you have to infer it. It's like, oh, I want something a bit sweet, a bit spicy. So it's like, okay, there's sugar there and there's ginger or cinnamon. So it's like, it doesn't take a genius to know what exactly they want. But it's like, if you give a customer the wrong drink, then it's like, okay, maybe you don't have unlock an achievement or unlock all the different dialogue options that you could in later days, but there's no like real punishment for it. You just potentially won't see that kind of arc of that character's story. I don't know if they're going to lean more into like not punishing gameplay, but more meaningful decisions. Because if I mess up a drink, I'm just like, I'm not going to rewind the whole day to see that. It's like, wherever these conversations and these character arcs would have gone anyway, it isn't that interesting to me to get like a perfect run.
Yes.
Because
Mm.
at the end of the day, I'm just unlocking dialogue that isn't too meaningful, whichever way it goes, in my opinion. Maybe that's different for other people. They think, maybe it's a bit, maybe they find more nuance in the writing, or it's more impactful. But for me, it's just like, kind of wishy-washy, not too meaningful, not too, challenging kind of writing. And that's fine. That's why I like these games. But maybe other
sort of
people's
second
takeaways are
screen
different.
writing. Or is that too harsh? Is it more
No,
like
it's not. That's too harsh. Yeah, that's too. I'd say that's a little too harsh.
So more like
because
the like.
you actually have to read it, whereas
Yeah, more like what I was
there's
saying
no voice
before. The book that is a book that it's enjoyable read. It's not trying to challenge a lot. It's giving you something, and that's great. You're consuming a thing and being entertained with it in the moment, but you may not really do much with thoughts and memories of it later, in the sense of you're not going to be like, oh, what if I had done this, or what did that, was there like another meaning to this character's mini arc that came to the coffee shop? You're like, that person came there, they were dumped,
Yeah.
I gave them a nice coffee, like in the sense of like it's doing what it's doing, but it's not doing it, it's doing it well, it's just not doing a complicated thing.
I think that's the best way to describe it. It's doing something where it's like, okay, not quite second screen, because I think that's very much over exposition as well in that sense, because it's like, okay, people who are looking at TikTok, it's like, did you get this plot point? We're going to say it again 3 more times just in case you weren't watching, and it's going to be very obvious. It's going to be like basically Scooby-Doo, where the baddie was the only person there all along, or like a Channel 5 Christmas drama. It's not that bad, but as you say, it's doing something simple but doing it well, where it's like compelling enough where it's like I'm still coming back to it. Enjoy the writing to that sense. It's very, I think twee is probably the best way of describing it.
And I was going to sort of bring up the closest sort of comparisons, I guess, are something like Red Strings Club, or it's not called Valhalla. It is called Valhalla, but it's Valhalla, VA11 sort of like. Yeah,
I feel that those games had a lot more to say.
Sure, and I wonder if that's partly because Coffee Talk is this sort of slightly fantasy set, but almost modern times sort of take on things, whereas both Valhalla and Red Strings Club are much more dystopian, a little bit more cyberpunk in sort of their actual settings, and so they bring in that kind of corporation level kind of intrigue and things that are going on within them.
Yeah. This is like Cheers. In a coffee shop.
Nice, yeah.
Whereas those are much more like, I don't know, Mad Men.
Yeah, okay, fair. Yeah. Good comparison. Nice. Good. It'll be interesting to see if you do then play the new one, which looks like it's coming out in May of this year. Coffee Talk Tokyo.
Really that soon? Wow, that's next month.
So,
for sure.
That's in like, it's coming out in like a month. Which
I'll definitely check it out, because like, as I say, I'm not speaking on it like in a negative way. It's just it's simple, and simple is good sometimes. Not everything has to. As I say, I don't need to cry playing a visual novel. It's nice not to, Like, it's probably the reason why I haven't played Citizen Sleeper 2 yet. It's like, do I want to be in that kind of like dystopian kind of like depressing world? It's like sometimes you don't always want to be. Sometimes you just want to be like, oh, okay, this is a bit, a bit challenging, but I'm not going to be sobbing afterwards or even just have a bad start to my morning. It's like, oh no, just play this, carry on with my day, and not think too much about it like you're Jack Reacher's spinals or whatever. Like I used to read some of those as well. Like when I read many years ago, because I reading is just one of the things that I don't do anymore, which is unfortunate.
Same.
Because I used to really like reading, but yeah, I've read a few of those. Yeah, just like okay. He always gets out of tricky situations some way with his penknife, and it's like, cool.
So
Those serve a purpose. They're great.
they do absolutely. And as a slight aside,
Mhm.
I wanted very much to read some more this year, so picked up a book called Ice, which is I don't know what sort of
Is
genre
it Vanilla
it is.
Ice's
No,
biography?
it's not Vanilla Ice's biography. It's this kind of alternate future type novel, but set in Soviet Russia. So it's set before, like, World War II didn't happen essentially, and lots of other stuff. So Tunguska, the meteor came down and fucked things up, basically, and then this alien sort of race, but it's not really a race. It's kind of beings. It's this thing.
Right.
Anyway, it's a book it's by a Russian novelist. It was in Russian for years and has then been translated very, very recently into English. And it's about 1,500 pages long. It's a massive, massive book.
Jesus Christ.
And it has the most amount
I'll just watch The Thing instead.
I mean, it's absolutely. But it's got the most amount of exposition I have ever come across in a novel.
Right?
It's very Russian, absolutely. And I can see
You
why
Stalker,
I've never
Stalker 2,
I mean,
it's basically the same
the
thing.
same thing, mate. Absolutely.
Is it a trilogy?
Ice, I don't know. I think it's just the at the moment. I think it's just the one book. At least that's what's been published in English. But
I'm just looking.
So it's made. I think it's made up of 4. Not made up necessarily of 4 books, but it's 4 time periods within a book.
Right.
Wait,
Where do you get the audacity of a dad of 2 to read
Fuck
a
knows,
book
mate.
that's
Fuck knows.
1,500 pages?
Kim and I went
Vladimir
away.
Sorokin, is it?
No, it's I could tell you I can't quite read from here.
This is his midlife crisis. This is what this is.
This might be this book that takes me like 10 years to fucking read.
He's not buying
Excellent.
like a car, like a Corvette. He's
It's
just
Jacek Dukaj.
Ducat.
In the most Russian way you can possibly say that. But yeah, it's called Ice. It's very good so far. I'm only like 100 pages in.
When was it written? Almost.
I don't know. I'd have to,
15th
I'd have to go. Yeah,
when was
15th
this
century,
written?
and it's only just been. No. It's not,
really?
It's not that old. It's not that old. It's
What, like
Oh,
70s or
Polish.
something? Like that?
no, not even that. Oh, he's Polish, is he? Okay, cool.
Yeah, that makes sense. I was like, I'm spelling this right, but yeah, Jacek Dukaj.
Jacek, that's probably right. Yes, there we go.
Sorry, when was it written? Like 70s, 80s?
No,
Oh, you said it
no,
was
it's
the
much
Cold
more
War, so
recent
it'd be
than
like 90s.
2007.
Oh, 2007, okay.
Yeah.
I say because I found the spelling from Googling, so the Wikipedia
Right.
is telling
Yes,
me.
it's that it's only
You see, I
like
was thinking of
20
when...
years later been translated into English.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just thinking it was the thing, and I was following that timeline, so ignore me. When you say ice and aliens, I'm just like, what do you want?
I mean, I heard ice, and I'm like, this ain't good.
Yeah, I thought it was reading about... yeah.
Very prescient.
Yeah.
No.
Am I welcome in your house still?
Yeah. Oh. Why don't I talk about some games that I've been playing, maybe, and move the conversation along very slightly?
Yeah.
Why? We need to talk about Polish books.
Well, I'm gonna touch on 2 games, which I will name drop and tell everyone to stay away from, unless you are an absolute sucker for punishment. So there is. Both of them are new. Both of them have come out in the last maybe month, and they are the Division Resurgence and the new Final Fantasy Dissidia game.
Are these like mobile games?
Both of which are mobile games.
Oh,
Okay.
that's why I'm like, I don't.
Yeah.
think
And
I've
both
heard
of
of
Because,
it.
yeah, that's why I was like...
Both of which control like
bad?
absolute shite. And the Final Fantasy game is a very gacha experience. You're playing a game. It's not Dissidia like the original Dissidia game was, which was a beat 'em up.
Yeah.
This is I don't know what you call it. It's like it's almost like a MOBA. More in that you're running around a world, you're killing monsters, you're defeating the other the other player team, and then ultimately beating a boss, and whoever beats the boss wins the round, kind of thing. You play as a variety of Final Fantasy characters. I'm like, cool, it's a Dissidia game. Start it up, played it for like a couple of days. I'm like, no. This is just a Final Fantasy mobile game. They've just thrown the Dissidia name on it to kind of the idea that they're pulling from all of the Final Fantasy games.
I
rather
thought
than tying it
Dissidia
to
was
one.
like a different franchise.
So no, Dissidia
Final
is a
Fantasy?
slightly different franchise. It was just a beat 'em up, which basically had a bunch of characters from all of the Final Fantasy games. So you could be Cloud, you could be Squall, you could be Zidane, you could be Luna, you could be Yuffie.
Zidane,
Yeah.
Zinedine just headbutts everybody.
God.
And then the Division Resurgence is the latest Division game. The Division 2 came out maybe 6-7 years ago. There's another game coming out, or the Division 3 at least is kind of in development. I don't know why they've decided to throw out a mobile game.
Is it still in development, or is it one of the many cancelled games?
I don't know. I think is it the Division Heartland? I think was the one that was is essentially the Division 3.
Oh, yeah, the nuclear war.
Oh, I don't remember. But
Wasn't
this
there
essentially
like a trailer or something for the new.
I don't know.
When did Resurgence come out? I thought there was already a Division mobile game.
So there might be a Division mobile game, but Division Resurgence came out like 3 or 4 weeks ago.
I swear there was like another Division mobile game. Or am I thinking of the second screen experience or something?
Oh, I don't know.
Division.
What did it? Because the first one, didn't they? Am I thinking of the right game from Ubisoft where it was like, get your iPad out and do something?
Get your iPad out.
Or was it
I don't know.
Yeah,
Battlefield
you
had
remember
that
when
mode.
there was that whole? Remember when there was a whole trend of like games having like a mobile app
Yes.
to go with it? I swear.
I mean, it may have. It absolutely may have.
thinking of that?
One of the Division games, either 1 or 2, may have had a mobile app that went with it.
Yeah. Maybe I'm thinking of that. Let's have a look at Wikipedia. I want the series.
Heartland
the
was
Division series.
about a virus, but was
All
canceled.
about a virus.
Yeah, Ubisoft had a companion app, allowed players to play the game on tablets. This is the first Division, by the way.
The first one, okay. Just lets you change gear or something.
Yeah, something stupid like that.
Yeah.
Sequel.
I mean, funnily enough, I put out I don't know what you call them on Blue Sky. It's not a tweet, but I put out a message on Blue Sky. Skeet. Lovely. I hope that is what they call them. And if it's not, that's very good, sir. But I did put out a message there saying I wanted more companion. Like, I want a companion app for Marathon to be able to go in and get in the vault in the store and all of these kinds of things. But I do remember, Lucy, a Division companion app.
There was, yeah. I just thought there was already. Maybe I'm thinking of another Tom Clancy game that had a mobile game.
Well, Wildlands probably had something as well, or something
Wildlands.
like that. Like
that game, I really wanted to like.
Yeah,
I've reinstalled it a handful of times, just because it's like every once in a while I have like the urge to play a game like that, and like with the Division and Division 2, obviously they don't exist really, and like you can't as easily pick it up an old save file from 5 years ago and play, even if the servers are still on. But Wildlands, you kind of can, except that Ubisoft Uconnect has no good cloud saving apparently. Because last time I tried to install it, I was like, done. Nope, starting from the beginning. Nope, don't want to do that. I would rather feel completely lost at a random point in the game because I just want to do random gameplay and I don't want the on-ramping.
Yeah, you just want to run around
2 hours before I can just do whatever the fuck I want.
Absolutely. Well, the Division 2 is still getting DLC. Division 2 is still a live game, still getting releases. Resurgence is a full kind of Division experience. It's a full game. And it's kind of one of those where, you put your left thumb on the screen to run around. You put your right thumb on the screen to move the camera around. I hate it. I really don't like it.
Yeah.
And it's kind of one of those.
It's not for us.
Yeah, and it's not quite like the Destiny one that came out last year. It's not quite an auto shooter where in that Destiny one you're running around and then you click on an enemy and they will just fire at it.
Oh,
you are tapping the screen to fire, but there is that level of lock-on. There is that level of automation to make it a bit easier. But I think that's because the camera controls are so shocking. So I've been like, cool, I've got to swipe continuously with my left thumb to turn the camera 180 degrees to sort of see behind me. And I don't like it. Don't like it. They've made it like, here's a mission. It will take you 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, well, again, you've cut these things down for this shorter experience because people are on mobile. They don't have that level of time. Perhaps that this is why they're playing it on here rather than playing, say, the Division 2 and getting deeper into that sort of experience. But I put it down very, very quickly.
Why don't you just use your Bluetooth and put your PlayStation controller onto your phone?
So I did think this, and I was like, oh, if I'm gonna play more games on the phone, do I buy like a backbone or something, to have a controller experience with it? And I'm like, no, because actually the small screen, I don't like the retail space of a small screen and the amount of UI there is on it. Everything's so small. I'm literally like this, like an old man. Like, what am I looking at? Like playing it up here.
It's still surprising. It isn't surprising that there's still this market of iPhone and Android game, mobile game, because there are people who like some of like, the biggest video game companies are the ones that just have like mobile making app factories that just have like King and stuff like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's still insane to me because I know kids can play like that with their little thumbs. But
That's
I just surprised her like
my thumbs take up the entire screen and I can't see anything on there at all.
One of the reasons why video games are a much bigger industry than Hollywood, right, is because there's a lot of people who play video games, and a large chunk of those aren't the types of gamers that we are, in the sense they don't have a dedicated PC or console. They're gamers who grew up with phone games, and so it's not just that they have the dexterity because they're young, but also the types of games they play are the ones that are not terrible on phones.
Yeah,
and it's games like this where I think it's trying to get people like us into the same ecosystem. Where, let's be honest, one of the reasons why mobile, for whatever reasons, just is more predatory, and its customer base is willing to spend more money than, on average, console or PC gamer. And so, trying to drag us there and get us to become that type of consumer is a good idea. But I think these games are not the games that are trying to be the types of games we enjoy, but using the bad input mechanisms, but also trying to require enough horsepower so it looks fancy. I'm guaranteeing you they're optimizing for it to look good on trailers and over people's shoulders rather than to feel good.
Oh, absolutely. I definitely experienced that level of slowdown.
There's only so much you can make it look feel good, because it's just that type of game sucks on this type of input mechanism.
I mean,
The thing is that I don't think they're trying to appeal to people like me and you. I think they're trying to appeal to somebody who's playing Candy Crush, like a middle-aged
No, but the
like
but the Candy Crush
mom
players
in
never have played
Arkansas.
Division Resurgence.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, the people who already game on mobile, I should say, not the people who are specifically playing Candy Crush. The people who are playing, like, I don't know, Clash Royale or something like that, and they see like, oh, what's this? These are the kind of games that are like advertised. You see like the proper trailer with like live action and stuff, and then it zooms into that top down mobile view. It's like, oh, that's the gameplay. It feels like, I don't think they're appealing to people like us. I think they're just, oh, let's just slap the IP on it. But if we get some of them, fair enough. But we're just getting all these other, weird mobile people.
I mean, I think Fortnite did a lot for them to assume that people will play these types of games on phones. But from what I understand, having never really played Fortnite, let alone on a phone, they've put a lot of work into making it work on phones, and it doesn't sound like these games were well optimized to be enjoyable to play. And so, like, I think, like I said, I suspect that optimizing for it to look good rather than feel good, because that's really hard given the like variety of phones and speeds, and like, what can a 4-year-old phone from Samsung versus a 4-year-old Huawei phone. How will this input mechanism, this touchscreen react? That's got to be much worse than mice, right? Crappy mice, you can, like, a crappy mouse, will have low DPI, and that's a thing that person will never optimize from. But there's way fewer, ironically, there's more moving parts in the conceptual sense on a touch screen than there is moving parts with a mouse, despite the fact that one actually moves and the other doesn't. Anyway, yeah.
No, I think it's. I don't know whether it's just aimed at a different.
It's weird, isn't it?
Level of people.
We don't know who it's marketed for.
Yeah. Just more
they
used
know.
to that.
They have the analytics.
Well, I don't know whether they do. I think they're just like, mobile games are cash cows. Let's make one and just throw it out there.
Yeah, I didn't say that it's going to be successful, but they know who they're.
Yeah,
trying
absolutely.
To
If there's any
companies,
who are just going to try and make a cash cow, it's Ubisoft and fucking Square Enix, isn't it? Just throw their hat into the ring of being like, we need some of that market.
Oh yeah, the Final Fantasy one makes sense because all you Final Fantasy lovers are just weird anyway. So you can
imagine the fall off of that game is going to be massive. The fall off of that game, people will go, cool, here's a game, try it for a day and go, no, this is not.
But there was someone who's like, I don't know, 45, has 3 children, hates them all, just wants to, sit in a dark corner. And he was like, oh, I played that Final Fantasy VII once, and I like that weird anime girl who died, and sees that on his app. After, an advert that comes up whilst he's playing Candy Crush. He's like, oh, I'll play that. And he's like, because he hates his children, he doesn't want to buy them anything. He'd rather buy microtransactions
on the phone.
Fantasy.
Yeah, fair. But let's leave those games. Let's ignore those. Let's ignore the bad experiences I've had and talk about a good experience that I have had this last couple of weeks. I have been given, or I was given a code for a game called Nippets, which came out a couple of weeks ago and is a hidden object game. And it's a very nice hidden object game.
This was on like my wish list or something.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be like a Neopets game. I was like,
mate, it's like a hidden objects game. It's like all of the hidden objects game that we have more recently kind of played. It's very similar to something like Hidden in Time, where you have the clues along the bottom of the screen. One thing that it does slightly differently and that I like is that it will give you a story as you have those clues. So you click on a clue which is just in a circle and is a dashed outline. and it might be a ball, right? And you click on the ball, and it will give you a little bit of a story. You go, okay, it's only 10, 12 words giving you the first bit. When you find the ball, it will then give you the next bit of the story. And a lot of these clues are not just singular. I found the one thing. I have done the thing. It's actually there is another part to this, and most of them are 2 or 3 part puzzles within a diorama, and it's giving you some of them. Actually, I think one of them went on for about 7 or 8 small snippets of story through this, as you had multiple parts of this kind of one small puzzle on this map to kind of do. And I think it works very nicely because it invests you that little bit more, just giving you that bit of exposition. It's not just cool. I'll click the thing. Here's the thing. Cool. I've done it. It's like, oh, now I've clicked the ball, and now the story says something about someone crying. So actually, I need to give the ball to someone else. So do I give it to this dog? Is it the dog's ball? No, they're not crying. Okay. Do I give it to this kid over here? Okay, no, they're not crying. Oh, there's a crying kid over here. Give them the ball. Done. That's that puzzle then complete. And then the animation within the world will be the kids in the park kicking the ball around now, rather than the animation which was just one kid crying and the 2 other kids kind of stood a bit statically, waiting for then the trigger for the animation. I like that it is very interactable as well. So lots of the things that you kind of click on will do something. You click on a person, they might not be part of a puzzle, but they will have a slight animation. They will make a noise because you've clicked on them. You can open almost every window in the spring sort of map. You can go in lots of different tents or rooms or spaces. Kind of, you open a window and suddenly you can click into the apartment, and there'll be mini puzzles kind of within the apartment as well. Or some of the puzzles that you've got to find are within that space. And there's lots of, the part of the storytelling of each of these are slight clues to get you to the next sort of step within that puzzle as well. And I think it's very well thought out in terms of how it's taking you through those puzzles and taking you through those stories. Everything is kind of set quite nicely within the diorama that it's in as well. It's not random stuff, kind of just because of the, because it's a diorama. But there's 4 dioramas: a spring, summer, autumn, and winter diorama, and each of them are kind of set. Spring is just in the city. Summer is on the beach. Autumn was kind of at a campground in the forest, and then winter is a ski resort. So they're all very themed. All of the puzzles are kind of themed around that season as well. So it tells a story very well. It has a very good kind of narrative. Even though there's no narrative, there's a very good narrative to all of the bits going on within this. It's not a long game. It took me maybe 2.5 hours to get through all 4 of the seasons. And the maps vary in size. Spring is probably the smallest. It's the first one you go into. It feels quite big. It's not on a single screen. You sort of even zooming out as far as you can go. It is still a larger area than the screen retail space, and has those additional spaces that you can go into. So on the spring one, you can go into shops, that you can go to the cinema, you can go into an apartment. In the winter one, you can go into the kind of ski resort that's there. You also actually can go into a completely separate mini space as well, which is at the top of the mountain, because you've decided to go up the ski lift once you've unlocked the ski lift sort of working again. So there's lots of little narrative points that then go, cool, here's some more stuff to unlock. Here's some more stuff to open. That's then going to lead you to the next puzzle. I've 100%ed the puzzles. There's still achievements I haven't done because there's things I haven't found within the map. So there's additional things in the maps that you can also find that aren't necessarily related to the puzzles. So there's lots of different stuff going on. It's got a little bit of humor to it, as a almost as a non-narrative game with a bit of exposition and essentially being a static sort of with a variety of animations of the characters walking around. But it's kind of one where in the city scene, you can open the windows and then open all of the curtains in the windows once you've opened them. And you open one, and there's this bloke just stood with his back to you in a towel, and he makes a noise as you kind of open the curtains, and you're like, "Oh, okay, right, maybe I shouldn't be opening all of these curtains." It makes you pause very slightly, there's lots of very small animations that you can trigger, which are that have that touch of humor to them as well. And it's
cool.
it is. It's just a very nice hidden object game, which doesn't take very long. It's not incredibly taxing, but it has a layer of depth to it that we don't usually get.
It's doing something different. Yeah, which is nice. I think Steam had a hidden object sale recently. I think it was up until like last Tuesday to this Tuesday just gone or something. I just had a look at it and like a lot of them are just doing the same, and people they are just like, okay, someone's painted 1 million cats and you just have to find them all, and it's like those are nice, and it's like some of those are free, some of them are paid, some of them are like paid DLC. Does this have any DLC at the moment?
No. I mean, it only came out last week or the week before.
10 days ago.
Yeah, so a week ago or 10 days ago.
Because some of them are free, and then they upsell you on like different maps and stuff like that. But it's just essentially just you're just clicking for hidden objects. But so it's nice that this actually is doing something different.
Absolutely, and also, it's got that level of interactivity which allows you to kind of just click around on the map as well, so you don't have to be like, right, I'm not pixel hunting in any way.
Just static.
Things aren't just static. I'm kind of able to just interact that a little bit more with it as well.
Yeah,
that's nice.
Also, so it's currently on sale for £8.99. But if you already own Hidden Folks, which I think all three of us do,
which I do,
the bundle of the two, because you know how Steam does this, right? If you have a bundle but you already own one, it takes it away. So if you have Hidden Folks, the bundle will sell it to you for $8.09. You save 90p because you own the other game.
Yeah, it's weird how Steam does that, but it's
I
appreciated.
like it. I think more things should do that. I don't need two things.
Yeah, and I see it's also in a bundle with Is This Seat Taken?
Which I don't have.
Yeah, and something called Whisper of the House, which I'm unfamiliar with. But yeah, I mean, it's a if you want a hidden object game, if you're itching for something, and it looks a little bit more in the aesthetic, it's a little bit cartoon, it's a bit more like Hidden in Time. And it's like Hidden Folks. It's got a very similar art style to Hidden Folks, but in colour, rather than just that sort of that black and white sort of aesthetic that Hidden Folks has. So it's got that like level of detail with that bit of colour as well. Maybe Hidden Folks is a bit of an anomaly, I suppose, because it has an extra level of detail that kind of hidden object games hadn't necessarily.
It feels
had
like that set off the wave, and things have tried to emulate it, but I just don't think that they've had like it feels like they're lacking a bit of care and attention and detail and maybe a bit of heart. So it's nice to hear that there's a game where it's like, okay, we're going to emulate that and have another layer of the storytelling as well to bring the world to life a bit more, because I think that was my complaint with like hidden through time. Is that what it is? Hidden through time, hidden in time? Those games.
Yeah, it's Hidden Through Time, and then the sequel, Hidden Through Time 2. I think it's Hidden Through Time. Yes,
those felt a bit more like things aren't literally static. There's like characters moving and stuff like that, but it just felt like you were just finding things, and there wasn't like a cohesion. Like that's what the Where's Wally or Waldo books did best, where it's like everything felt like there was a theme to things, and like even though you have like nothing was like these separate characters over here and there, it felt like everything just melded into the same theme, and everything was cohesive. And that's what I felt Hidden Folks did well. Whereas like Hidden Through Time, I felt it's like, okay, we just put a lot on the screen, but none.
Yeah,
It doesn't feel like any of these characters are living, inhabiting the same space.
absolutely.
And it's
Yeah,
just these separate things.
yeah, and
So
that
it's
very
nice
much was
to hear
just
that.
find the
Mhm.
individual thing, and that's done
Yeah.
as well. And I remember kind of thinking when I played Hidden Through Time, yeah, this is fine, but actually my enjoyment came through Evelyn playing that instead, and
Yeah.
actually her kind of taking in the vignette and opening things up and looking for the sort of the items across the map and stuff. So I like that Nippets has that extra layer of interactivity to it.
Yeah.
And it's maybe Hidden Through Time. I should say it's a very busy game. It is much more like a Where's Wally, where it is quite a difficult thing to look through and take in and compute and understand exactly where the thing might be that is hidden, with some slight clues. Whereas Nippets has the level of interactivity kind of allows it to pare back the amount of things that are happening, perhaps on the screen, and it's not just filled with stuff with a thing behind 10 layers of things.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's like having that believable like story to it, where it's like, okay, as you said with the ball, it's like, okay, here's this is, and it's like it connects to something. I mean, obviously, finding the next thing, it has to have some connection to the first thing, and it makes sense in that space. Whereas, Hidden Through Time just like, okay, we're just going to put all these sprites, and it's like someone just did like Microsoft Paint, just like with the spray paint bit, where it's just like spraying all over it. It's just like, here we go, this here, that here, no actual cohesion or like logic to things being put in places. Whereas like something like, as you say, with like Nippets or Hidden Folks or Where's Wally, it's like, okay, even though they're at separate ends of the space or the page, it makes sense that this character is living in this same world and same space as one that's completely over here. So like hidden objects games are obviously very popular. Like as I say, those cat games.
Yeah.
It's like I download them, especially when they're free, and it's like, I'll play around with these. But the ones that actually stick, like Hidden Folks, are the ones that actually do something more than just like this very paint by numbers. Okay, just find the thing that has no relation to its surroundings, the other cats, the space that it's residing in. It's just like, there's a space for all those kinds
absolutely. There is a space, and especially sort of something like the Hidden Cats games, where the cats are kind of almost drawn into the picture to be obscured and difficult to find, and it's not taking you through the narrative. It is actually, this is a puzzle, and some of these, the 100 cats that are in this, image, this 2D image. 90 of them you'll find very, very, not very easily, but you'll find 90 of them pretty competently. 10 of them are so sort of drawn into the picture that they're gonna give you that bit of pause. They're gonna make you look for them and that sort of thing. Whereas I think both Hidden Through Time and something like Nippets gives you enough of a, it has that touch of narrative enough that it kind of guides you a little bit. Hidden Through Time was a bit more obscure. Nippets has a, is better in its narrative and actually sort of pointing you towards things. So there's on the ice one, it talks about a fisherman who's lost his fishing rod, and ultimately the puzzle is find the fishing rod, give it to the fisherman. That's kind of it. And you can move around the map and you go, oh, there's a bloke hovering over an ice hole. This is the fisherman.
Exactly.
Here he is, right? Once I've then found the fishing rod, I can give it to him. And then once you've done that, you can actually click on the hook when a fish passes by and hook a fish. And then there's an achievement for hooking so many fish by repeatedly getting the right timing to hook the fish, sort of thing. So then there's an extra layer on top as well of, you've done the puzzle, but actually if you continue to play with this kind of character and the fishing rod, there is an extra layer to this as well. So
Yeah.
it kind of tries to be a bit deeper than sort of all of these games.
Yeah, and it's such like a sounds simple on paper, but like so many of them get the wrong. Like, oh, in your example, find the fisherman, and in so many hidden object games, the fisherman would just be in a random place, whereas like something that's has a bit more attention to detail and curation. It's like, okay, the fisherman is on the pier that is only over this side. And then the next clue will be like, find the cats. And it's like, or this cat. And there'll only be so many cats, and the cats will be on the pier because they're near the fish. And it's like, whereas in other games, they'll just be scattered anywhere. So it's like, yeah, it's so, as I say, it sounds simple on paper. It's just like, make things make sense where they'd be. Whereas, like, in a lot of hidden object games, it's like there's no rhyme or reason to some of the placement of these things. Whereas the ones that actually think about it, like Where's Wally, like Hidden Folks and stuff like that, it makes sense why they're in this space.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think they even announced like that they might be making a Hidden Folks too, and I really love that.
Oh, really?
Great. Yeah, just like an email. People who are on their email newsletter,
like no big announcement at all.
We're thinking about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just like, we want to do it properly. It's just like,
They said in August 2025 email for newsletter that they were working on a sequel.
Nice. Good. I will buy that.
Yeah.
I'll be first in line.
Having said that, their actual webpage, hiddenfolks.com, says we haven't announced the sequel yet. So
yeah, because I think they're just like.
I mean, that is the announcement, isn't it? Like, we haven't announced the sequel. If there wasn't a sequel, they wouldn't have said anything.
Yeah.
Saying you haven't got a sequel is kind of announcing that there is going to be a sequel.
Who knows in this crazy industry?
I didn't realize Hidden Folks is from 2017. So actually, if Hidden Folks 2 comes out next year, is it like a 10-year anniversary type release? Perfectly timed.
Because I mean, they weren't the first hidden object game, but
they're
it's very different now.
Sorry, they're bad at their internet because hiddenfolks.com front page says we haven't officially announced the sequel. Hiddenfolks.com/job opening/game designer Jan 2026 says Hidden Folks 2 as a sequel. Hidden Folks 2 is a searching game. So they are working on 2. It's in their jobs. They're advertising for people to work on it.
Excellent.
The internet. You need to be better at this. I've Hidden Folks, the Hidden Folks website. What's the person they're hiring?
You found it. Yeah, it's hidden.
What are they hiring for exactly? Oh, I think all of us can just be like, cool, yeah, we're there. Consult us, please.
Yeah, it's just a generic game designer. So work with the programmer, design hundreds of player world interactions. Work with the illustrator. They want someone doing the middleware, basically, looks like, because it's working with the illustrator, programmer, writer, team to design UI, UX, and do playtest. I was game designer for original Hidden Folks, but will be primarily advisor, mentor, manager, facilitating the team. So it sounds like they probably did most of the work on one, and it's big enough because one was successful.
I think only 2 people.
Yeah.
I think only 2 people worked on the first one. Yeah. That's the thing. It's like the space is completely different. They weren't the first hidden object game, but like I do think they set a wave of like, the modern hidden object game that we think of, which is, as I say, there's a lot of free games that sometimes it's just, and then they upsell you on like the DLC, the different maps and stuff like that. So it is something that they're going to have to figure out well, it would just be a traditional game, I imagine, like just buy it, play it, done. But yeah, how to compete in that space when a lot of things have like kind of followed that mobile. payment structure where it's like, oh, try it for free, but if you want to play more maps and stuff like that and find more cats, then give us money for DLC.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. So, one, I didn't know they were a Dutch company, but the Hidden Folks BV is the studio was founded at the end of 2025 specifically to work on the sequel. And instead of the original 2 people, it now is 4 people, and presumably this 5th person being the game designer that they were hiring. So still quite a small team, but like that scale is a big jump, right? From 2 people collabing, one of which is primarily an art illustrator and the other doing all of the back end, to a director, illustrator, art. So yeah, the director and illustrator / art director are the original people. They've got a programmer and a game designer and potentially this. So maybe actually the game designer Anastasia Thambwe, who's in there about the company, is the person who was hired for this position, which was advertised in January. But who knows? They could have gotten a second game designer. But yeah, still small, right? Four or 5 people.
Yeah.
Nice.
Because I'm actually credited in the first game just as a playtester or something. Because they sent like translation and
nice,
like playtesting out to like just randomers, I guess. So yeah, it was a really small like kind of outfit kind of thing. Because most of it was the illustration, like like all done by hand, basically. That's why like Hidden Folks is still unmatched, just like that level of detail and obviously care to making everything like bespoke. Feels like a lot of hidden object games don't have that, and that's what still separates Hidden Folks from like the rest.
Yeah, as a slightly different game.
Great
I can't remember the name of this series of games. I try to search for it on my phone because I'm pretty sure I played them on mobile. But there is a series of... They're not necessarily hidden object games. They kind of are, but they're more like puzzle games. But they're very... they have a very Eastern aesthetic to them. Almost, I suppose, a slightly anime-type aesthetic. But they're very simple kind of vignettes, but they have a level of like humor to them, and it's something like hidden object from my mum or something like that, or hidden object from my sister. I don't think it's not quite that phrasing.
Oh yeah, I remember those.
But what the fuck were those games?
Hidden My something. Let me have a look.
Because I can't quite pick up what they were.
It was like Hidden by Mom. It was like really bad translation too.
Yeah, but almost on purpose.
Hidden My Game by Mom. That's what it's called. Hidden My Game by Mom.
It's not on Steam, so there must be mobile games.
Hidden My Game by Mom. Wiki. iOS.
Yes, this is exactly absolutely
Android.
yes. And then Hidden My Game, by Mum 2
and 3.
Nintendo
Switch.
Hidden My Snacks by Mum.
Yeah, those were great.
Yeah. And again, it's one of those. I suppose it's kind of not necessarily a hidden object game. It's more of a puzzle vignette type thing, but it had and Nippets kind of elicits that level of humor. And I think that's kind of almost what we miss from a lot of these sorts of things. Some games try and push this in, and you have games like that take this aesthetic, things like Donut County or Untitled Goose Game. They kind of take this level of humor and this kind of aesthetic to them and push through as more of a slightly sort of narrative or some kind of other level of gameplay to push forward their kind of story. But I think that's what we're kind of lacking in the hidden object sort of space. Though actually, there very much is. There is a want for a static space and then finding something. But Nippets is kind of that like transition to being like, no, actually, let's push this a little bit further. Let's then take it more into that slightly humorous sort of take, and actually having a hidden object game, which you would imagine if there was a Where's Wally game, it would kind of want to push through that level of humor in a narrative. It's kind of what you expect. Where's Wally's a book. It's all 2D, but the way that the descriptors are written and things have that level of humor to them, very tongue-in-cheek, that you don't quite get in the video game sort of space. I think Nippets it's there. It's kind of snapping at the heels of that, but it's not quite on the level of Hidden My Game by Mum. Something that's again years old.
Apparently, they've released a new episode recently.
Ooh.
Or maybe they haven't. I don't know. The internet is very bad.
Yes.
It's Hidden My Game by Mum 5 seems to be the latest.
Okay.
But I mean, I can't remember the last time I played a game on my phone. That isn't just like the New York Times crossword or something like that, or Wordle.
Well, it'll be later tonight when you try
Get hidden.
Resurgence.
Yeah, not sure about that, to be honest. I don't know. I don't know. They're looking at their Wikipedia, Hap Inc.
Yeah, Hap Inc.
Their last game was in 2020, so.
Well, so
who knows? Maybe
trying to look at fucking games on a phone is shit.
It's impossible.
Like I want to look
It'll
at
come up with 20 different other games that
it
are just
absolutely
clones.
does. And then I'm like, well, actually, what I want to do is look at the developer and all of the games that they have made. And there's no easy way to do that. Like I click on, unlike Steam where you can click on the developer and it takes you through to them to the page. I can't click.
I think you can on iPhone. Let me go to the App Store.
iPhone fucking wins.
I mean, it is, but it's cursed at the same time. So if I go, what's it called? Hidden. That's even if they're still on here because Apple enforcing.
Well, they've got to be open now. Open, all completely open markets these days.
You see, this is a clone. Bloody hell. Yeah. Oh, there's developers in Chinese, so I don't understand that. I don't think it's happening anyway. Yeah, there's just like a billion clones.
Yeah.
So yeah, you'd have to find the specific game. It's probably not even available, as I say, like the amount of updates that would have been pushed and saying, "Oh, we're not supporting your game." Either update it for the one person who's still playing this, and obviously not financially beneficial. But yeah, look, let me search Hap Inc.
That's the problem. So I've searched Hap Inc. on the Play Store, and it brings up a bunch of it brings up all of their games, but in no order necessarily.
Well, the only game that they currently have on here, because as I say, probably obsolescence from their last games, is Crazy Batting Center.
I mean,
when did this come out? Yeah, it's all terrible. It doesn't say when it came out, does it?
Yeah, I mean, at least the Play Store does tell you. So you get a couple of dates on the Play Store when it was released and then when it was updated last. Yeah. So I can see that Hidden My Game by
3 years ago.
Yeah. And then when you click on About for this, so Hidden My Game by Mum was released in 2016, but the last update was actually in December of 25. So you get that, but the problem is, to know which the most recent game was, I'd have to click on every single game and find out, and go and scroll through that information to find out when the last release was. Curation on
seems
phones.
Like none of these platforms are ideas. Yeah,
No,
ideal.
Fuck them. Fuck them.
It seems so simple.
Don't play games on your phone.
I don't know why it's so difficult. Yeah. Remember Apple Arcade?
I think
think Apple Arcade just. I think they just released like. In fact, let's do that now. Apple Arcade, because I'm sure I can look. Oh, it's still there.
It still exists?
Yep. Yeah, it's just like every game that was like a popular mobile game, and they put plus after it, like let's find an example. Oh, Power Wash Simulator's on there. Just like, I don't know, freeze plus, i.e. you don't have to pay for it, or
Yep.
there's no in-game microtransactions, but it's essentially the same game. Yeah, they've got actual video games on here, like Stardew Valley, Naruto, Dredge, Unpacking.
Hmm.
So we're still getting stuff,
Okay.
but nothing like specifically for the platform
Yes.
anymore.
Yeah.
And some of these just look trash. Some of these are sort of like actual mobile games, but you just don't have to pay for.
Yeah, and I suppose it's
like
less
cooldowns and stuff.
It's less of a platform now. Apple Arcade. It's much more just the name of the store and the games that are just on the store.
Yeah, it looks like there's a lot of like kids games now. Like Sesame Street, and no, that's not Dora. I don't know who that is. SpongeBob and Very Hungry Caterpillar. Yeah, it's really bad. Just the kind of stuff that I'd see like my niece playing on her iPad.
Yes. Yep.
That looks terrible. I'm giving her my Switch tomorrow, so hopefully
Nice.
she becomes a real gamer.
She gets
We can
in
put
that
hope and
Tomodachi
pray.
life.
I still don't know what that is.
I don't think anyone does, to be fair.
I don't think that'll make her a real gamer anyway.
No, absolutely not. Oh, maybe just to finish on from my end, I brought Kim a Wii for her birthday a couple of weeks ago, and brought her the
OG Wii?
an OG Wii.
Nice.
to relive the youth of playing Wii Sports and things.
She's gonna throw her back out. You do know that.
So this is we played.
Yeah. We're too old for the Wii Sports games at this age.
Pulling Evelyn into it, pulling Indy into it, doing a bit of bowling, playing a bit of tennis, and all these kinds of things. The day after, Kim's like, my arm hurts so much.
Yeah.
And like we did was a
Oh,
bit.
I
But
remember
we
that,
played one game of each thing each. Like.
Yeah, but this is the effect of
You're
trying
not
to
20
recreate
anymore.
the thing that the screen is doing, but you have no resistance.
Mhm.
So you overexert, and if you played enough Wii, then you realize that you could learn how the accelerometers work.
Yes.
And so like the best way to putt a very short putt in Wii Golf was to basically hold the accelerometer, the Wiimote like this, and slowly dip it until you've registered. You just kept doing this and adding a little more depth, and then at some point it would register the exact minimum. Sorry for listeners, I'm literally just holding my phone to say you just like move it up and down slowly, and then nothing will happen, and then it will do a tap. And then it turns out once you learn that, you're like, oh, the best way to play the golf game is not golf swinging. It's so much easier to do other motions.
Absolutely. And it's interesting how that muscle memory does kick in, because with the bowling, we suddenly were just getting strikes because we're like, oh, I remember actually how you twist.
Yeah.
The remote also sort of has a thing on how it spins. So actually, if I point myself this way, I know that just through my natural movement, I'm going to turn it like this as I throw my arm through. So actually, I need to point over here, and you do pick up on that very, very quickly with that game, and the limitations that the Wiimote and all of that sort of had was, but it's very fun to get Evelyn to to take her back to
Yeah.
that level of gameplay rather than what I had previously tried to do, which is like, let's go back and play Sonic and the Mega Drive games, and actually then going back and
that's not a good way of
well,
introducing
not necessarily
children
Sonic,
to
but
playing old games.
when I was
Playing
playing
Sonic.
Antstream Arcade the previous year and taking kind of Evelyn through some of these older kind of games,
Get to play
and
Burger
Pac-Man
Time
and
That's what you
Tetris
get
and
to
Burger
play,
Time and
not
yeah,
Sonic.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And she was like, nah. But actually, starting her at the Wii level, she's like, oh, all right, I'm here. This is an okay onboarding point.
I hated that time because I just refused to play the Wii. When I was at that age where it's like, oh, you go around to people's houses, parties and stuff like that, people playing the Wii. I'm just like, get out of my face. You're a child. You're playing Wii bowling. Piss off.
Well, yeah.
Don't give me no nunchucks. I just completely noped out of that entire thing because I was just like, absolutely not.
Come
I'm
around
not playing with
a
these
boxing
stupid
tournament.
nunchucks. Just no. I never. I was just like, no. You think I'm gonna come here and play your stupid children's games when I'm an adult and I know how to use a controller? This is for grandmas, I'm sorry, or children. There's no one in between the age of 4 and 94 who should be playing these games. No offense, but I still love you too, despite your flaws. It's just, it's just like not partaking.
Whilst it was Kim's present, on a slightly selfish note, I think is it Zelda Twilight Princess, which is the game that came out on the Wii. I think it's the only Zelda game I haven't played.
Because why would you?
So I might jump into that. I can't. Is that the one where you turn into a wolf?
I think yes, and it has a very long tutorial. I think. I think they re-released that, didn't they, on like Switch?
I mean, maybe. I don't have a Switch, so this is the closest I'm going to get.
Or like, no, I'm saying there's another way eventually. Whether you get the Switch 2 or Switch 3, you don't have to go through the worst direction.
No,
and
you're
play
right.
The one
you're
that's
absolutely
on
right.
The Wii. You don't have to.
And actually, the TV doesn't support the original AV connections from the Wii either. So I had to buy a adapter into an HDMI, and picture quality is awful.
Well, it's also max 720p. So if you're
yes, but it looks so much worse, and I don't know whether that's because of the adapter. I don't know whether that's because of the trying to upscale to a telly. What's actually the issue?
Why does it do that?
Why it looks so bad? Because it looks worse than it did.
Give me a little screen. Is it stretching it across your entire 70-inch screen? Is that what it is?
No, it's not. It's not. There are bars to sort of limit that. But I think it's almost I need to go out and find like a CRT, like a 14-inch CRT, tiny little screen, and just play it on that instead. Even though
how much are CRTs?
Well, even when the Wii came out, we weren't in CRTs. CRTs were gone by the time the Wii came out. Surely.
It was the beginning of. It was the Plasma LCD wars.
Yeah.
Remember Plasma?
Oh, mate, do you think you can even find a Plasma TV these days?
They don't make them anymore. They
no, they don't. Do you think you can find a second-hand one that actually works?
Well, one of the problems with Plasma was the worry of burn-in. So I think if you found a Plasma TV,
it's just got an image from The Sopranos just burnt into the actual screen itself. Yeah.
I think I had that with it wasn't my Plasma. I think I had that with LCD. Did I? Oh no, I think some of just the maybe it was my LED that some of them are just burnt out completely. I can't remember, but I hate TVs now. I hate them. I cannot stand them. Can someone just make me like a 55-inch CRT?
Do you know how? You need like a half a room for that thing.
Imagine the back on that.
Oh, those things, rear projection CRTs are not small.
Like,
you walk into the room
I
and
just
it's
want,
just fucking takes up the entire wall, and
Yeah.
then just juts out into the
Yeah.
space so much.
you know what? And it's like here in my bedroom, just like I wake up and just like. I would rather that. I'd rather that than these TVs that are just built on like Android and whatever software. Because Jesus, it's like when I plug in the Skybox. I don't have Sky. It's just the Skybox now. And it's like, oh, don't recognize the signal because it's like it's just HDMI, it's just a signal.
Yeah.
You don't have to interpret anything. Everything's just traveling along the wire as it is, as it should be. You don't need to do anything once it comes into the TV. Just give me the picture and be done. But it's like, oh, we don't recognize this device. And it's like, you don't need to, darling. You don't need to recognize it. You just need to show me the picture. And it's and I just want to destroy everything.
Yeah.
I just want to give up.
I know.
I just want to
feel the
give
same
up.
about TVs.
TVs have OSs that are based on Android and slowly deprecating themselves is like one of the biggest crimes.
It is, because that was what happened to my last TV. There was nothing wrong with it. There was the hardware was fine. It's just that nothing could be updated anymore because it was like a 10-year-old TV, and it's like that's not even that old. Because I'm sure if I dug out a CRT from 25 years ago, it would still work. So
you literally just want it to plug the thing
really
in to use
saddens
it.
me.
Yeah.
Yes, that's all I want to do. I don't want to name what this connection is or state what it is or this and that. I just want the image. I don't want. I don't even get me started that TVs don't have any SCART.
No, there's a reason for that. Given the technology.
There shouldn't be. Give me my SCARTs.
But they're not analog, right? You need something to convert the analog to digital, which can, as Ben can attest to, can be done to various degrees of success.
Yes.
But why are we converting?
What do you mean, are we converting? We converted like 2 decades ago.
But why? There was no need.
But there was a period of time where TVs had HDMI and SCART.
Yeah, SCART. Yeah. So those TVs had DACs in them, right? So you remember component video, the 3 analog channels to get the 3 colors to be blended in. There's a part of the TV that does that conversion to put it into the pixels on the screen, right? And then that they don't make those anymore because no sources exist for that. I remember.
I think that was my TV. That's why I was so angry. It had the components, the SCARTs, the HDMI, but it had the crappy. Was it an LG? Whatever software that runs on as well. So it's just like, well, doesn't work now.
And the problem is the people who like the companies which still make those things are just like they're not exactly top tier manufacturers. So it's cheap chipsets doing it because they're trying to sell. Anyone who requires the quality will have upgraded past those sources and or output devices, display devices a long time ago. So the only market there is people who haven't, so aren't going to spend a fortune on the best conversion because they don't have the best input device or display device to realize the gains from that.
Yeah.
Where's the homebrew TV market?
When you say
does it exist, and do I need to start?
I think it's just old TVs on eBay is what you're looking for. Is essentially all that exists.
No, I want my 55-inch cathode. I want my 55-inch CRT.
Definitely a CRT. There's definitely a second-hand CRT market. Like there are people out there who will be purists that want to play their Mega Drive on a CRT, and that's the only thing they want to play on.
to be honest, I bet your best bet would be like an former top of the line 1080p projector. Buy yourself a new bulb, because there will have been 1080p projectors which would take digital and SCART in
Oh
them.
yeah, true.
I know, because I'm
That makes sense.
pretty sure my first projector was like a 720p business projector I got for a song off of like Staples or something, and then when I upgraded to a nice one for my home theater, it was I bought it in just after the sweet spot where you had the analog connection still, and so it's like, do I buy one of these older models with the analog connections, or do I buy this slightly nicer model that'll probably last longer? But that, like, the nice thing about those things is they probably still work. It's just, so long as they've got a standard bulb, which they should, it should be fine. It's not going to have the best contrast ratio because that wasn't great at the time, but like in a dark room, it's going to look fucking great.
Yeah. And Lucy, do you need one with a built-in VHS player?
Ideally, yes.
Then eBay
And
is your best bet.
and a DVD player as well.
Built
in, yeah.
Hang on.
We're talking about homebrew here. So
homebrew.
I'm making the super TV.
Okay. You'll get one or the other.
I'm making the Frankenstein.
You'll get a CRT with a DVD or a CRT with a VHS.
VHS is more valuable. I can stick a DVD and an Xbox if I want.
So a very quick look on eBay. A lot of CRT TVs are being advertised as retro gaming TVs.
Well, yeah. I mean, that is the market.
Yeah.
Those are the people who want it. Yeah, it's sad. It's sad that we've been forced into this corner where it's like, okay, as I was talking about, it's like the iPhones, it's just forced obsolescence for no reason. And it really saddens me. It's one of the things that saddens me the most about our modern times.
Yes. What a lovely place to finish on for this week. Let's roll.
Sorry.
Let's roll back round to beers. Aadil, we started with you with the Beak. Any final thoughts on the first harvest beer?
It's great. It just got a bit fuller in flavor. I think the tropical notes came out a bit more than the way I described them. But other than that, it's just really, really solid beer. I'm looking forward to the number 2 next week. I think it's good enough that I'm gonna struggle even more to not want to crack that 10. I know where it is.
That's why I asked. Can we say that? Do we have the myself included? Do we have the fortitude to save it till next week?
Yeah,
and I guess, listener, you will see.
Hide it in a cup.
Probably we'll just both forget.
Yeah,
we'll probably just both forget and come with a different beer entirely. And we'll be like, oh yeah, remember that Beak thing? We'll do it next week, and then by then we would have drank it.
Absolutely drank it by that point, yeah, definitely. Lucy, the beer is the answer.
Yes, the Hoptone. Yes, very nicely inoculated with haze. Yeah, it's still got some left. It's lasted well, just that bitterness. I think my palate became more acclimated to it over time, but it's still quite a bitter beer. But yeah, it's really good. Very, very fruity, long-lasting taste. It's not a dry finish, so that high bitterness doesn't make you want to go back for more, like you were saying with your beer, Ben. So yeah, it's really good. I don't know if I'll ever be able to find another beer from these guys, because I went back to the beer shop this week and I didn't see anything from Beer is the Answer. So maybe this is just, I don't know, maybe this is just an elusive unicorn that I'll have once. But it's like, yeah, pretty impressed. I'd definitely try something else from them. But whether I find it or not is, well, who knows?
Okay, good. Yeah, to finish then, the Deya was great. I did go back to it to because it was drying me out, and I wanted that additional sort of flavour to kind of kick in, but it didn't waver from that sort of singular, very, very tasty tropical fruit note. Like it was solid throughout. I didn't become too acclimatized to it. It didn't become too easy kind of going on my palate. It kept its level of flavour throughout the beer, which is strong. I mean, not to start to lose the strength of flavour kind of by the time you've got to the end of the can. So it was one note in a sense, but it was a very, very solid, very bold, very nice note to drink through. So yeah, good beer, and I think I'll probably go and drink the other one now, the Citra, just to see sort of if it's in a similar kind of vein. I'm getting that kind of singular fruity note, whatever the Citra sort of brings up, and with that kind of being it. But yeah, it was very good. So good beers this week, good games, good CRT TVs, and all sorts of things that everyone has helped us experience.
Can I leave things on a happy note?
Absolutely.
Did either of you watch Malcolm in the Middle back in the day?
Yes.
A little bit, but I didn't watch all of it.
They've had like a reboot revival, just like I don't know how many episodes. It's like 4 or 6 that has come back, and you know how these things can just be like bad. It's actually pretty good. I've started watching it. I think I'm 4 episodes deep, or on the 4th episode. I don't know how many they've made, but it's like one of those that it's just like, okay, they've got most of the main cast, and all the side characters come back, but it's not like just here's this character, here's this character. It's some of that, but it still retains like the same humor as the first show.
Nice.
And it just feels like a very natural continuation of it. So things can be good.
Nice, good.
Good.
I kind of had held off. Is it on Disney? Is that where it's out now? Yeah. I had held out, kind of going to it. I was going to get some more or look at least recommendation before sort of dipping back in. But I think done. I'll have a watch of the first new episode and see how I feel about it. Whether it sort of elicits the same kind of
tone as the original. Yeah, and it is just like, oh, we brought this character back. We brought this character back. And it was literally like all these side characters that even I forgot about, and it's like. But there's still something slightly wholesome to it. It doesn't feel like, oh, look what we brought back to make this cash grab. There's something somewhat wholesome. Can I say that when it's on Disney? Maybe I can. I can. It's allowed. Yeah, it's allowed. Yeah.
Did you?
Happy note.
In a similar kind of vein, and it's a few years old now, but did you watch Boy Meets World and then the reboot, which I think they called Girl Meets World? But is it about the daughter? The characters from
daughter.
Boys? Yeah.
I never watched the sequel, but I remember the light buzz that happened around Girl Meets World.
Cool.
Well, nothing for me on that franchise.
That kills that conversation then. If you want to kick up conversation with us, you can come to our Discord page, go to outlives.net, and you'll find us and the things that we do. You can comment there, talk to us. Watch the video as well to see the beers that we have been drinking for the evening. That's the best place to get us. Do that. Otherwise, live in obscurity on the internet, as most of us do. We will see you next week. We've been Tanked Up. Thank you for joining us. Goodbye.
Bye.
Ciao.
www.outoflives.net